Okay, everybody, I'm here with the lovely Catrina of Lucha Underground. Do you want me to exit camera and leave so we can have some alone time?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Listen, Catrina, first of all, we have to discuss the elephant in the room. I met you yesterday for the very first time.
Yeah.
You kind of snuck up on me.
Which,
well, but you gotta be careful. I'm an old man. Somebody like you sneaks up on me. The ticker, I can go at any time.
I understand.
But now you sneak up on me. We take a picture together, and before I know I'm getting this, what is it, the lick of death?
The lick of death, yeah.
So you gave me this lick of death. Now, originally, you know, being a guy, you know, and you looking like you do, you know, you lick me, I'm gonna get all excited. But now when I'm reminded, after I get over the excitement, I'm reminded it's this lick of death.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is something gonna happen to me now?
Maybe. You're going to have to wait and see. That's the point of the lick of death.
Well, you know,
I take you away for a second, and I take you, and I take your mind and your thoughts, and all of a sudden, boom, I got you. And then, who knows? Maybe tomorrow, next week.
So I need to constantly be on alert.
Yes.
Now I gotta ask you something. You're not a wrestler. You know, you're just a beautiful woman on the show, but you stir a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
You know, we started with this Mil Mortez. Did I say that right? Because I'm from Brooklyn. I have trouble with the name. Mil Mortez.
Yeah, Mil Mortez.
All of a sudden, in the next episode, you and this Phoenix character swap and spit this and that. Then you run into Mortez. He lifts you 10 feet off the ground. Are you not afraid of getting yourself in a little bit of trouble? Do you know the playground that we have out here?
I'm definitely not afraid of getting myself in trouble. I like the trouble. That's the whole point.
Now these are very, very powerful men. Do you consider yourself?
So they think.
So you're a more powerful woman than they are men.
Yes, it might be a man's world, but at the end of the day, what do men follow and get up every morning for?
Women.
Women.
But not the kiss of the lick of death.
Mm.
Now, Catrina, I gotta ask you this because I gotta warn you. I've been in the wrestling business a very, very long time, and I've seen a lot of women in the wrestling business.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I always used to tell women is sometimes they didn't start off as wrestlers, and I used to have to warn the women, you have to understand, if you're in the wrestling business and you're in a wrestling ring, at some time it's going to get physical, and you're probably going to wind up wrestling.
Yeah.
You're ready for this.
Oh yeah, I've been ready. My past made me ready from this. I spent my time in the ring in WWE. Was there several years, and now I'm here making my imprint. And I'm happy.
But you know, I gotta tell you something. WWE is a little bit more of an entertainment aspect.
Right.
These guys listen, I never saw a girl get slapped around in the WWE.
No, you're 100% right.
The girls here, so it's kind of like anything goes.
It is anything goes. I've been knocked out by Mundo. Did not see that coming. I have been choked and pulled over the top rope by Mil Mortez. I've been clotheslined by Mil Mortez. I've definitely gotten into some physicalness with the men, and I put myself right in the middle of it.
You know, I gotta ask you this because this is what I love about Lucha Underground, and this is the greatest compliment I can give it. The first time I saw a girl get involved here, it was a tag match. It was Chavo and a partner, and it was Sexy Star and a partner. Here's the greatest compliment I could give. By the time the match was over, I forgot that a woman was in the match.
Right.
I thought it was 4 dudes in the match. I can't give her a higher compliment than that. It has to be refreshing to you, having worked other places. What I love about Lucha Underground is the portrayal of women.
Yeah.
They are powerful. It's almost like you're afraid of them. You know, you look at them and there is a threat, and there's such an air of power from these women. All the women on the roster, obviously including you. That's got to be a nice feeling, depending on how women, you know, sometimes are portrayed in the past in other wrestling.
It's unbelievable. I mean, there hasn't been done like this before, and why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't you utilize a woman who has who can have just as much power as a man. I mean, a man may be bigger and physically stronger, but there's plenty of ways a woman can gain control.
Well, you know, the thing is that I always looked at it, and this always made sense to me. If a woman such as yourself wanted to get in the wrestling business, that's got to be a tough woman.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to be a tough woman to begin with. Why they weren't portrayed that way, more and more powerful, I always had a problem with, but I think finally here in Lucha, everybody's getting their just due.
Yeah, and I think the male audience really enjoys it. I mean, not only the women, you know, who probably appreciate it as much, and fans who have seen women in the industry in different places, but right now I think the men are really getting behind it and really enjoying that the women are getting thrown right in the middle with the men and seeing how they play out.
Let me ask you something. You know, you mentioned you worked in other places, and I don't want to bring up the other places, but you have worked in the wrestling business.
Yes.
Why do you think the mentality is different here?
Honestly?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're getting a whole new group and setting of people, and you have such a diverse group of people here coming from all over, and the people who are in charge of this establishment are not coming from a wrestling industry. So you're getting a different kind of perspective, which is what was needed. In other places, I know that the people in charge have family names, have been in the industry forever, but it's that same bubble. And once you get stuck in that bubble, you cannot think outside of that bubble. So now you're getting people who never knew anything about wrestling going, wow, you know, we can do this, this, and this, because their background is TV, entertainment, and film. And it's a shame that for all those years, it should have been looked at more as it is TV and entertainment and film. It is acting, you know, and I think now that we have that, and we have people who stood up and are like, listen, let's try it, let's do it, why not? And it's working, and that's been needed. And I think that's gave it that different perspective, and gave it that different feeling compared to what everybody's used to.
The thing I've said, and it was like the first show I saw of Lucha, this is exactly what I said, and it's exactly what you said. It boggles my mind that people have been in the wrestling business for decades upon decades, but it took a television producer and a movie director to figure out what wrestling needs to look like in 2015. And I got to tell you, you know, we could talk about the backstage, I call them mini movies, we could talk about everything, but to me, the biggest difference is the way the women are portrayed. Why is it that women are allowed to be portrayed like that on TV and in films, but in wrestling they can't be? It never made any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And you're talking about a director who, his number one thing, and every movie he makes, is a strong, dominating woman.
Rose McGowan.
Rose McGowan, Jessica Alba, Salma Hayek. I mean, he loves strong Latin women. You know, and it is a shame that it wasn't portrayed in other, you know, companies, but it's I mean, it really is. It's sad. It is sad. But all this time that it wasn't given that light, and it's working. You know,
big time. But you know what the thing is too, and I was talking to Chavo about this yesterday. The thing I love more about Lucha than what you guys are doing is the guys play a part in making the woman look strong. And you know, a lot of other places that's not going to happen. That's why I had the conversation with Chavo. What the guys are doing for the women here, I think, is incredible, because it's something you're just not used to in wrestling.
No, and it's even playing ground, and it's respected. It's 50-50 as most film and television shows, as an everyday relationship. You know, like they really are giving us the opportunity to be able to show our strengths, and everybody brings something different to the table. And isn't it amazing that two people who did not come from wrestling, no background in wrestling, probably didn't give a shit about wrestling a year ago, right? You get so beaten down when you don't know the past of wrestling.
Right.
And you just get beaten down. And how dare you? You don't know this person. You don't know that. You know, I didn't know anything when I started in the business. I was 21 years old. I'm now 28.
Right.
I got so much heat. I was just a pretty face to them.
Right.
But I learned, and I grew, and I became passionate, and I studied. But it goes to show you don't have to know to make it work.
Right.
They didn't know, but they know what's good, they know what's entertaining, and they know what people want to see. And they may have came from a different background, but I think that's what makes this work, is that different background, because you're not getting stuck in the same
There's
boat.
no ceiling.
Yeah,
There's no stereotype. There's no, I hate to use the word, but there's no stereotype.
No, and it's beyond limit. You know, the sky's the limit, and we can go just the strides that have been made in this half of the first season has been amazing.
Right.
I didn't think I was gonna go back ever to wrestling. When I got this phone call, I was like, when I heard the 2 people who were doing it, and so many people were nervous. They're like, so many people were saying no, we're not gonna. They didn't want to take that jump.
Right.
And we got that small group from indies, from the big company, from their backyard. We got such a diverse group of people to come together and take that chance, and it was worth it.
Yeah. Well, Catrina, I always say this: good things happen to good people. You're in such a great spot right now. I wish you all the luck in the world. I want to thank you for the lick. I have not washed my face since last night. I don't think I'm gonna let it go maybe for a week or two and see what happens. But listen, thanks for joining us today. I really appreciate it. We'll be back.